This is how the sink is going to fit on here. I traced out the underneath side here, and you can see the pencil mark. That's the outside rim of the countertop. And when we get over here, whoopsie, didn't expect that. What I'll do is I'll trim the sink, and then I will shave on the top side of this piece of wood here. Shave this out, but I'll leave the front face just like that. So I'm not too concerned, but I think it's what I'm going to work on right now. Just I like to get rid of the unknowns before I go to the easy things that I've done, you know, several times, like doors and drawers. So on that mark there, I'm going to make a cut with my angle grinder. I've got a glitter shirt. Probably should have put my cotton overalls on, but this is hot bronze melted into my t-shirt. The new fashion statement. Now that I got the sink trimmed, this needs to be trimmed out. This little area here is all that's got to get removed in order to have enough clearance for that sink. Well, I got my guide set and my depth set. The only thing that's really freehand for me is going in and going out. Here's a close-up of that. I think it came out pretty good. These are the doors, just cut out, loosely set in place. And what I have to do is make these boards thinner. I want them around 5/8 instead of 6/8. 3/4 inch equals 6/8. So that 1/8 of an inch that I shave that down will offset the, here we go. Well, it should help offset the thickness of that hinge. It's about 1/8. Should be almost perfect. So that the doors and drawer is flush with this outside edge here. Well, everything is planed down to 5/8 of an inch, and this is the panel that goes inside the door frame. The reason I use these is they're very stable. They don't expand and contract and warp. So for paint grade doors, this is what I use every time. I use this combination square all the time to get exact depths of things. Hold this up as a flat surface, put this down, loosen the nut, and then tighten it up. And it gives me my exact thickness. Right here is my, what is this? It's a dado stack. I can't remember what brand this is. It probably says on one of these. Got some room, and they got all these shims here. These here, these are probably my most dangerous tool. You got to keep an eye on them. was making a video. I'm just putting the hinges on right now. I've got the first one on. I'm working on the second one now. These hinges have a lot of adjustments to go up and down, in and out. You can suck one in and push one out and work out any problems that you might have. But just screwing them on here, they look pretty good. I'm gonna close up this gap here in the middle by scooting them into each other. There's an adjustment for that also. You know, in the last video I showed you that you can store your bit and your drill bit under here. There's not a spot for the Allen wrench. And the Allen wrench is used to adjust this stop collar for the thickness of the wood that you are using. So you always need this Allen wrench. It would have been nice if there's a way to mount this Allen wrench in there. Whoa. Almost messed that up. See how this thing is bending? It's not working too well. This is kind of the area putting these drawer guides on that's a little bit technical. See, this has got a 1 3/4 inch offset. There's nothing back in there to screw the back end to. So what I'm going to do is screw it to this block of wood, just like that. And then I'll put it in here with glue on it. Then I'll screw the front in with this one hole right there. Just kind of giving you an idea what the heck I'm doing before I just jump into it. And then with a little torpedo level, I will level this and clamp it to the side. So it'll just get clamped just like that. Got my magnetic torpedo level all ready to go. I've got my spacer block to hold the rail 3/4 inch above the bottom there. Should be pretty straightforward. So I think it's level, pretty close. If not, I can make an adjustment. I'm just reading the directions. I build drawers a few times a year, so I'm not, you know, a routine expert at it. Go in. Look. these are the two wide pieces, and the two vertical pieces are only 3 inches long. And if you remember, I ran the frame for the door through the thickness planer to get it flush with the legs. So what I got to do now is do the same thing for the drawer face. I have my combination square set up to the thickness of the door frame. So as you can see, I got a little bit further to go taking these down. There is the drawer face, and I got my tiny little hot glue gun right there, and this is the method that I'm going to use to align this drawer face and get it to stick to the actual drawer. So I'll put some hot glue on there and kind of eyeball it. Mini dollar store hot glue gun. See if I can get this to work right. Oh, barely stuck. Kind of worked. At least I got the placement. I can mark it out. So this is done. It now has to get all taken apart and sanded. If there's anything that needs to get filled, gets filled. That's a whole nother video. So the paint that's going to go on this isn't your typical homeowner grade. You can't buy it at any big box store. You have to get it from a painting supplier. So look for that video in the next day or so. You'll have to wait to see what kind of paint goes on here. This drawer came out great. I got the whatchamacallit here, the face permanently mounted. Once it's done, painted, I'll put the bumpers on, and that will change just the angle of these doors. They'll get held out just a little bit like that, and this will get held out a little bit, so everything will be even. I like that soft close.